Have you ever considered the profound silence when you step away from someone's life? It's not just an empty void. It's a powerful presence that echoes louder than words ever could. This is the paradox of absence, a concept deeply intertwined with ancient Stoic philosophy. For centuries, Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus have taught us that true strength lies not in clinging to what is external, but in mastering what lies within. In today's exploration, we'll uncover an unsettling and enlightening truth. Your absence may mean far more to someone than you realize, especially when you embody the Stoic ideals of calm detachment, emotional discipline, and quiet strength. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about the silent but undeniable ripple effect that occurs when you choose to prioritize your inner peace over external validation. We'll examine how your decision to step back creates space for reflection, both for yourself and for those you leave behind. Why do the smallest gestures loom larger in memory, once taken for granted? How does the contrast between your calm composure and the emotional chaos left in your wake magnify your presence in your absence? And perhaps most importantly, how can these moments of separation reveal to you the rare power of living in alignment with your values? Stay with me, because what we're about to delve into isn't just a lesson in relationships, it's a timeless principle of self-mastery. Whether navigating personal connections, striving for self-growth, or seeking meaning in life's inevitable losses, the insights here could change how you view others and yourself. 1. The memories that resonate. Have you ever noticed how certain moments linger in your mind, growing in significance long after passing? It's a phenomenon that becomes even more pronounced when someone steps away, leaving behind their presence and the imprints of shared experiences. For her, these memories are more than fleeting recollections. They become vivid echoes that seem to play on an endless loop, amplifying the most minor details into profound emotional weight. Imagine the quiet gestures you once made, so subtle you may have forgotten them. Perhaps it was how you instinctively offered support during her most vulnerable moments, how you always remembered the little things, her favorite coffee blend, the song that calmed her nerves, or how she preferred silence over words after a long day. At the time, these might have seemed inconsequential to you, but they were symbols of attentiveness and care for her. Those gestures have become treasures in your absence, holding far more meaning than now. Memories like these take on a life of their own. The mundane becomes extraordinary. A walk in the park is no longer just a walk. It's a memory of how your quiet strength grounded her in a way no one else could. A shared laugh at an inside joke becomes a relic of a rare and irreplaceable connection. The moments that once passed unnoticed now stand out as irrefutable evidence of something meaningful that cannot easily be replaced. For the Stoic man, these reflections are inevitable but not consuming. Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge the beauty of such memories without becoming tethered to them. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, life is fleeting and nothing truly belongs to us. Not people, moments, or even the emotions tied to them. You honor those memories for what they are: fragments of a shared human experience, transient but deeply significant. Yet, for her, these memories are more complex to release. In your absence, her mind fills the silence with reflections, replaying the times you provided comfort, stability, and understanding. She begins to notice the emotional security you once offered, the way your presence steadied her in moments of doubt or turmoil. Without you to create new memories, the old ones expand, becoming larger than life. They hold an emotional gravity that she may not have appreciated fully when you were present. This is the paradox of memory. It can be both a gift and a weight. For her, it becomes a lens through which she begins to see the depth of what you brought into her life. For you, it remains a quiet reminder of the fleeting nature of all things and the importance of living with intention. In both cases, the memories carry their power, proof that even the most minor acts of kindness and thoughtfulness can leave an indelible mark long after they've ended. 2. The labyrinth of what if, a peculiar storm brews without closure, fueled by unspoken words, unresolved emotions, and the relentless echo of what if. For her, the silence you leave behind becomes fertile ground for these questions to grow, twisting through her thoughts like vines in an overgrown garden. What if she had expressed her gratitude more often? What if she had been more patient, more understanding, more present? These aren't just idle musings. They're windows into a parallel reality where things might have turned out differently. The what-if spiral is a uniquely human struggle. The mind attempts to reconcile loss by rewriting the past, even though the past remains unchangeable. The questions intensify as she sits alone, perhaps at the same table where you once shared conversations or heard a song that was part of your shared soundtrack. They come not as passing thoughts but as waves of regret, each pulling her deeper into reflection. For the Stoic, however, this labyrinth of what-ifs is a path we learn to avoid. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius remind us that the past and future are beyond our control, and to dwell on them is to invite unnecessary suffering. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In practicing this discipline, you've trained yourself to shift focus away from the unchangeable past and onto the opportunities of the present. The Stoic man understands peace is not in chasing what could have been, but in embracing what is. For her, this journey is less familiar. In your absence, the unanswered questions linger, and each becomes a mirror reflecting her insecurities. She may find herself replaying your last moments together, dissecting every word and action, searching for signs she might have missed. It's not just your absence she's grappling with, the absence of certainty, the void left by unfinished stories and untaken paths. This lack of resolution magnifies the loss, transforming even small, forgotten details into weighty reminders of what was left unsaid. The lesson here is not one of judgment, but of contrast. Your Stoic detachment from the what-ifs is not a dismissal of the past, but a recognition of its limits. While she navigates the emotional storm, you remain anchored, embodying the very principle of calm resilience that drew her to you in the first place. In time, this difference may inspire her, a reminder that while past questions can haunt us, their answers are irrelevant to the life we choose to live today. This quiet strength, this refusal to be consumed by regret, sets you apart. And in your absence, it becomes a light she may eventually seek to follow, illuminating the path toward her growth and self-mastery. 3. The rare gift of your uniqueness. Have you ever considered how rare it is to stand out in someone's life truly? Not through grand gestures or ostentatious displays, but by embodying a quiet presence that exudes strength, reliability, and authenticity. Your uniqueness isn't a performance. It reflects the principles you live by, a rarity in a world often preoccupied with surface-level connections. And it's precisely this rarity that becomes irreplaceable when you're no longer there. For her, your presence was more than just comforting. It was grounding. You were the steady anchor in her chaos, the calm voice amidst her storms. While others may have rushed to fix problems for convenience or drawn attention to their sacrifices, you chose a different path. You showed up with quiet confidence, solving not by controlling but by understanding, not by taking over but by standing beside her. Your strength lay not in dominance, but in your ability to create an environment where she felt safe to be herself simply. When you leave, that safety and stability leave with you. At first, it may seem like an absence, but she can fill it with distractions or new connections. But over time, the depth of what you brought into her life emerges. She starts to notice how others lack the composure you carried so effortlessly, how their support feels conditional or self-serving compared to your selfless care. It dawns on her that what she thought was common was, in fact, exceptional. This realization is bittersweet. On one hand, it amplifies her appreciation for what you brought into her life. On the other, it underscores the void left by your absence. And that void isn't just about missing a person. It's about missing the emotional clarity and strength you embodied. It's about the realization that such qualities are not easily replaced because they are not easily found. As a Stoic man, you don't cling to this for validation. Your sense of self-worth doesn't hinge on whether she acknowledges your uniqueness now or later, or even at all. Stoicism teaches us that our value comes from living in alignment with our virtues, not from the recognition of others. This understanding frees you from the need to seek external affirmation while empowering you to continue showing up as your best self. Ultimately, your uniqueness is not about being admired or missed. It's about being authentic. And it's this authenticity that leaves a lasting imprint. While others may fade into the background of her memories, your steady presence becomes a quiet but profound reminder of what is possible when a person lives with purpose, integrity, and calm strength. Your absence may speak louder than your presence ever could for her, not as a tactic, but as a testament to the rare qualities you brought into her life. 4. The emotional weight of loss. When a connection is severed, the remaining void is rarely just physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. For her, your absence isn't simply the loss of a person. It's the loss of the emotional space you created together. That space, where she once felt steady and seen, now feels hollow. And within this hollowness, the actual weight of your absence begins to unfold. While she may appear composed on the surface, beneath lies a complex web of emotions. She replayed the moments when your calm strength diffused her stress, and your quiet understanding softened her most challenging days. It's not that she didn't value these things before, but their rarity becomes glaringly apparent in their absence. Each memory serves as a reminder, not just of who you were to her, but of how you made her feel. A feeling of balance, security, and being understood without judgment. For you, as a Stoic man, this is a familiar truth. Emotions, like all things in life, ebb and flow. You understand that clinging to what is lost only deepens the pain. Instead, you honor the past while staying rooted in the present. You find peace in the idea that your role was to give fully and authentically during your time together without expecting permanence. In this, you embody the Stoic ideal of focusing on what lies within your control. For her, the journey could be more straightforward. Women often process emotions in waves, moving between grief, nostalgia, and moments of anger or regret. What sets these experiences apart is the depth with which they are felt. Each wave pulls her deeper into reflection and, in doing so, magnifies the emotional void your absence has left behind. Where she once leaned on your steady presence, she now feels untethered, grappling with losing the stability you provided. This emotional weight is further compounded by the realization that your balance and strength were rare and profoundly transformative. She begins to understand that what she took for granted wasn't merely companionship, but an emotional sanctuary. In this realization, your absence becomes a catalyst, urging her to reflect on her emotional resilience and how she navigates the uncertainty of life without the grounding force you once provided. For the Stoic, this moment is not one of superiority or satisfaction, but of acceptance. You don't revel in being missed or seek to amplify her longing. Instead, you remain steadfast in your principles, knowing that your silence and self-discipline serve as a quiet testament to the values you uphold. It's not about intentionally making her feel your absence. It's about staying true to yourself and allowing the natural course of reflection to unfold. In time, this contrast between your composed presence and the emotional whirlwind she now experiences may teach her the value of what was lost. But the focus remains inward for you. cultivating the virtues that make you who you are. This is the essence of Stoicism, not seeking to control others but living in alignment with your values, even when the emotional weight of loss surrounds you. 5. The allure of the unavailable. There's an undeniable magnetism in what seems just beyond reach. It's a paradox of human nature. The more elusive something becomes, the more it occupies our thoughts. When you, a man of quiet strength and self-mastery, choose to step back, it's not an act of manipulation but a reflection of your priorities. Yet, for her, this unavailability becomes a compelling force that draws her attention even more than your presence once did. In the silence you leave behind, questions begin to form. What is he doing now? Why isn't he reaching out? Did he genuinely care as deeply as I thought? The mind, craving resolution, fills the gaps with reflections and assumptions. Each unanswered question becomes a thread, pulling her deeper into curiosity and contemplation. This is not merely about your absence, but the mystery that arises in its wake. But for you, this isn't a strategy to be pursued. A Stoic man doesn't withdraw to create intrigue or to provoke longing. Instead, your distance is a natural byproduct of a purposeful life. Stoicism teaches us that our energy and attention are finite and best directed toward what aligns with our values and personal growth. By focusing on your goals, self-discipline, and the relationships that truly matter, you inherently become less available, not as a tactic but as a reflection of your dedication to what is meaningful. Consider the contrast. While she may feel drawn to solve the riddle of your silence, you remain grounded, unshaken by external perceptions. Your life is not shaped by the need for validation or the desire to be pursued. Instead, it is shaped by intentionality. This quiet confidence, born of your inward focus, becomes the very thing that sets you apart. It is not the absence of attention that makes you magnetic. It is the fullness of your presence when you are there, paired with the calm decisiveness to step back when necessary. For her, this dynamic is profound. As she observes your absence, she may come to realize that what once felt secure was, in fact, rare. The unavailability of a Stoic man highlights the unique depth and authenticity you brought into her life, a depth not easily found elsewhere. It is this realization that creates an enduring impact, one that lingers long after you've turned your focus inward. Your unavailability is not a void but a testament to your self-respect and priorities. By choosing to live with intention, you show that your worth is not dependent on constant attention or external affirmation. This quiet strength makes you unforgettable, not because you demand it, but because it is an intrinsic part of who you are. 6. The standards you establish. One of the most enduring legacies you leave behind in any relationship is the standard you set for yourself and how others engage with you. These standards, shaped by your principles and actions, aren't fleeting impressions. They are the foundations upon which others measure you and the relationships they experience after you. For her, the standards you upheld may have seemed ordinary in your absence, but they stand out as a benchmark of authenticity and depth that few can replicate. Consider how you handle challenges, with a sense of calm rooted in reason rather than impulsive reactions. When others might have allowed emotions to dictate their responses, you approach situations with thoughtfulness and clarity. Your ability to maintain composure, even under pressure, was more than a skill. It reflected your values. And in doing so, you didn't just navigate conflict, you modeled a way of being that invited others to rise to a higher standard. With you gone, those standards become glaringly evident in their absence. She may encounter new people who lack the self-discipline and emotional stability you brought. Where you once listened with genuine attention, others may now interrupt or dismiss her thoughts. Where you once showed understanding and patience, others may default to frustration or apathy. These contrasts underscore what you represented, not perfection, but an unwavering commitment to live by your principles. For a Stoic man, these standards aren't set to impress or to demand admiration. They reflect an internal alignment with virtues like discipline, honesty, and empathy. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This is your silent declaration, a way of saying through your actions, this is who I am, and this is what I stand for. In her reflection, she may realize that your steadiness and thoughtfulness were unique and transformative. Your standards didn't just elevate the relationship, they elevated her understanding of a meaningful connection. But for you, the focus remains inward. Stoicism teaches that the accurate measure of a man is not found in how others respond to him, but in how consistently he lives in alignment with his values. This alignment is what leaves an indelible mark. Even in your absence, your standards continue to resonate, shaping how she perceives you and the world around her. It's a reminder that your impact isn't defined by your presence, but by the principles you uphold, principles that challenge and inspire others to strive for something greater. 7. The reflection you inspire. When you step back, something profound happens, not just to the relationship dynamic, but to the person you leave behind. Your absence becomes more than a gap. It becomes a mirror. For her, this mirror doesn't just reflect the relationship. It forces her to confront herself, her actions, choices, and role in what was lost. It's a moment of reckoning that often leads to internal transformation, though not without its share of discomfort. She begins to ask questions that may have been buried beneath the surface while you were present. Did she genuinely appreciate the stability and care you provided? Was she as present and supportive as she could have been? Were her actions aligned with your shared connection? Or did she let ego, fear, or insecurity take the lead? These reflections don't arise from bitterness or regret alone, but from the clarity your absence brings. A clarity highlighting what she might have overlooked when you were there. This process is not one you orchestrate or manipulate for the Stoic man. It's simply the natural consequence of stepping away with integrity and grace. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control how others perceive us or how they react to our decisions. We can control how we show up, consistently and authentically, in alignment with our values. Your decision to withdraw is not an act of punishment but self-respect, a way of prioritizing your peace and growth over the need to seek validation or resolve lingering emotions. Yet, for her, the void left by your absence becomes fertile ground for growth. The silence compels her to evaluate her emotional independence and recognize where she may have relied too heavily on your grounding presence. This is not about blame. It's about awareness. Your absence doesn't just make her miss you. It challenges her to grow, to face parts of herself that may have remained hidden in the comfort of your stability. Imagine a relationship where you consistently showed up with patience, understanding, and an unwavering commitment to your values. Over time, these qualities became a steady foundation, something she could count on even in the most uncertain moments. Now that you're gone, the foundation has shifted, leaving her to navigate life without the anchor you once provided. It's a stark realization, not just of what she has lost, but of what she must now cultivate within herself. Though this reflection is this reflection, it initially feels like something other than one. As Epictetus taught, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By stepping back, you've given her the space to react, reflect, and grow. This isn't about forcing change or teaching a lesson. It's about allowing life's natural growth process to unfold. And for you, the Stoic path remains unchanged. Your focus isn't on whether she grows or changes. It's on continuing your journey of self-mastery. By staying true to your principles, you inspire reflection in others and reinforce the quiet strength that defines who you are. In this way, the reflection you inspire is a testament to your impact and a reminder of the transformative power of living with intention and integrity. 8. The ripple effect of your absence. Liked into a still pond, your absence ripples far beyond what you can see. It doesn't just touch her. It impacts the environment around her in subtle but profound ways. The void left behind shifts dynamics within her world and the perceptions of those who knew of your presence. You don't actively create this ripple effect. It's a natural consequence of the depth and steadiness you once brought into her life. Consider this. As she navigates her days without you, the absence of your grounding influence begins to show. Perhaps her friends notice she's quieter, more contemplative, or unexpectedly irritable. Maybe her family observes that she brings your name up in passing in stories laced with nostalgia. These observations aren't always overt but linger in the background, like echoes of something significant that's no longer there. The contrast between how she was with you and how she is without you becomes increasingly apparent, not just to her but to those around her. For you, as a Stoic, this ripple effect is not something you seek to control or leverage. Stoicism teaches that the only thing within our control is our actions, not how others react. You chose to step away with grace, without drama or manipulation, because you understood that preserving your peace was more important than clinging to something no longer aligned with your values. This quiet dignity becomes a testament to your strength, sending a powerful, if unintended, message to those who observe it. The ripple effect also extends to her understanding of a meaningful connection. In your absence, she may compare new experiences to the standard you set, not consciously, but through subtle realizations. Perhaps she encounters someone who lacks the emotional intelligence you displayed, or whose actions feel hollow compared to your quiet authenticity. These moments deepen the impact of your absence, not because you demanded to be missed, but because you embodied something rare and irreplaceable. It's not just about relationships either. How you handled challenges, supported her dreams, or carried yourself with calm strength left an impression that continues to influence her choices. Without recognizing it, she may strive to emulate some of the qualities you modeled: patience, resilience, or self-discipline. This is the true power of the ripple effect. It extends beyond the immediate and company. It continues to live in ways you might never witness. For her, these ripples become moments of reflection, opportunities to grow and reevaluate her actions and priorities. For you, they serve as a reminder of the quiet influence a person of integrity can have, not by seeking to change others, but simply by living in alignment with your principles. This is the essence of Stoicism, knowing that your impact is not in how loudly you speak or how hard you try, but in how authentically you live. Ultimately, the ripple effect of your absence isn't just about what she feels or notices. It's about the lasting impression of who you are. And that impression, like the still waters you once steadied, continues to flow long after you've moved on. 9. Moving forward with strength. The end of a chapter in life, whether a relationship, a friendship, or a significant connection, is always accompanied by a choice: to let the pain define you or to use it as fuel for growth. For the Stoic man, this choice is clear. Stoicism teaches us that adversity, while painful, is also an opportunity to refine our character and deepen our understanding of what truly matters. Moving forward isn't just an act of resilience. It's a declaration of self-respect. In the aftermath of separation, it's tempting to dwell on what was lost, or to seek solace and validation from others. But as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In this context, the most significant response isn't found in proving your worth to her or anyone else. It's found in honoring yourself by continuing to grow and thrive. By choosing to focus on your development, you demonstrate a strength that speaks louder than any words or actions could. Imagine the transformation. Instead of spiraling into resentment or regret, you redirect your energy. You embrace the habits and goals you might have neglected, whether improving your physical health, mastering a new skill, or deepening your relationships with family and friends. You begin to wake each day with purpose, not to show others what you've accomplished, but because you've rediscovered the intrinsic value of living intentionally. Over time, this shift becomes visible, not through grand gestures, but in the quiet confidence that radiates from your growth. For her, seeing this transformation can be a decisive moment. Perhaps she hears from mutual friends about your progress or stumbles across a photo of you, smiling with genuine joy. These glimpses remind her of what she lost. They highlight that you've moved forward with dignity and strength, not out of spite, but out of respect for yourself. This realization often speaks louder than any attempt to seek closure or rekindle the past. But your focus isn't on her or anyone else. It's about cultivating the best version of yourself. This is the heart of Stoicism. Understanding that true peace comes not from external approval, but from aligning your actions with your values. As Epictetus taught, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In this case, wealth is found in the contentment of knowing that you are living a life of purpose and principle, regardless of who notices. In time, this journey becomes its reward. You look back, not regretfully, but with gratitude for the lessons learned and the growth achieved. The strength you've gained isn't just about moving on. It's about moving forward, armed with the knowledge that you have the power to create a fulfilling and meaningful life, no matter the circumstances. This is the essence of Stoic resilience, turning every ending into a new beginning, not for the sake of others, but for yourself. And in that strength lies the ultimate truth. You are not defined by what you've lost, but by how you choose to rise. Conclusion. As we end this journey, take a moment to reflect on the quiet strength within you. Life, as the Stoics teach us, is a series of fleeting moments, some joyous, others painful, but all are opportunities to grow and align with our highest selves. The lessons we've explored today are not just about relationships or the impact of absence. They are about the enduring truth that self-mastery begins from within. The world often pulls you in many directions, asking for your attention, energy, and peace of mind. But as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you align with this principle, you create a life of depth and meaning for yourself and leave a profound, lasting impression on those around you. So, as you move forward, ask yourself, how will you choose to show up for your life today? Will you let the world's noise dictate your actions, or will you remain steadfast in your principles? Actual growth lies not in seeking approval from others, but in building a life that reflects your values, purpose, and authenticity. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to take a step further in your journey. Subscribe to this channel to join a community of like-minded individuals dedicated to exploring Stoicism, self-mastery, and the timeless wisdom of ancient philosophy. Together, we'll dive deeper into these transformative teachings, empowering each other to live with clarity, strength, and purpose. And before you go, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What does self-mastery mean to you? How do you navigate life's challenges while staying true to your principles? Your insights could inspire someone else on their path to growth. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, your strength isn't in what you chase. It's in what you cultivate within yourself. Stay grounded, stay intentional, and build a life that speaks to your highest potential. Until next time, take care of yourself and those around you. I'll see you in the following video.